my question to y'all about this one was, because we've talked about the finals and the WNBA and all that stuff. Are they a dynasty? Is this team primed to be a dynasty? Because we think about it all the time. We saw it with Pat Mahomes, right? He won one, and it was like this team, the way they won it was like, dang, this team is a dynasty. We've all experienced something like this with our teams. The 85 Bears, you had to be looking at them like, this is a dynasty. Never happened again. Miami Heat, when LeBron wins that first one, you had to be thinking dynasty. And then they win. They only win one more. For me, it was the Rams. When Kurt Warner, the greatest show on turf, happened, it was like, this is a dynasty. And then 2 years later, Tom Brady ended it, right? But like, you know what I mean? Like when you saw Nick Foles and the Eagles win, you didn't think dynasty, right? This doesn't happen every year.
Well, I think that's because he was the backup quarterback. I think that's what people.
Okay, but I'm just saying, even with even if if Wentz comes back, you're not thinking dynasty yet. No. This only happens every so many years in sports. This is one of those teams that you have to be looking at them like, dynasty?
I think time will tell because what? Hold on. Because
I was just saying, just because they have the coach too, right? A lot of dynasties have the coach, right? Yeah. And
I think if you can avoid that injury bug and that money bug, we all know what the money bug is.
True.
Yes, you can be successful, but
they ain't really tripping about the money over there in the WNBA though. They is, but they not though. You know what I'm saying? Not amongst each other. They tripping about more of the sponsor side, I should say.
Well, I think if they win another one, maybe even Asia might be like, hey, that time of the year, boy.
I mean, but you think about it, they were just there, almost there, a year or two ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So they got all the potential, like you said. My fault.
But winning it is different. Like let's be honest. So I think if they can avoid that injury bug and that ego bug, they'll be fine. Yes, we can say, oh no, it ain't no egos. They win another one or another two, them egos will start. Will start rising.
I don't know, bro. It's a different ball game between them and men, bro. I hate to say it, like what I'm saying, like.
I mean, it's a you're right.
I feel like as long as they keep they same core who they have, everybody now who they all have on the same team right now, I feel like they can definitely run it up for the next couple of years for real. Saying well, Asia running it in the post, Chelsea Gray, that's a baby Chris Paul right there. And Jackie Young, she's a young star, like really in the making for real, like what I'm saying. And then Miss Williams, like they really got a whole squad though. Like everybody can at least score over 10 points, and I didn't even mention Kelsey Plum. So it's like that's like the Mono Ginobili of the WNBA.
Nastiest step back in
bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. I call her little Mono. Bro. Real man, like
it looked like she doing the splits when she stepped back for that. I would fall over if I tried to do that.
That's a whole total package, bro. So yes, to answer the question, I feel like they could definitely run it up for the next years to come, man. Because they have everything. They have a starting five. They got people that can come off the bench, and they got coach. Even got the coach in Becky Hammond. So I mean. Going back to what I said earlier, I just feel like the coach it makes up a lot. You know what I'm saying, for a championship team, the championship run. So as long as they can keep everybody together, and like Nico said, the injury bug is they can stay away from that. Shit, Asia can win a good. She could do like how Maya Moore did. I think she won like 3 of her first 4 in her finals appearances or something like that. So the sky's the limit for the Aces right now, as long as they stay healthy.
Speaking of Sky are the only team who could, and after I'll give this to you, Nico, and you can end it with it. But for me, Sky are the only team who could have beat this team. And 5 of their top 6 scorers are all free agents. The Sky are going to look completely different next year. They can't bring them all back.
But I think
the only person who can stop this team is in Russia right now. Like that's it. And Brittany Griner, she's got to come. Like, this is the only person who can come back and stop this team. Because if she can't come back and they can't build a team around her, then there's no one stopping this team for the next 3 years. I mean, what they didn't have 2 years ago was all this experience. And like you said, the coach, they didn't have that when they did this 2 years ago. They got everything now. As a matter of fact, injury bug, they could even lose. They maybe couldn't do a Golden State where like they lose Clay and KD and Steph gets hurt, whatever. But they could lose one of these players and still win the finals. They're that good.
And I hate to say, I really thought Connecticut really had a chance just based off of, their size. And I mean, just based off their size in the post, bro. Like, they big as hell in the post, man. So I'm just thinking, like,
Yes.
maybe Jones could get busy down there. You know what I'm saying? Asia, she ain't really the biggest, but, Jones, she was big out there. So, I mean, I thought Connecticut had a chance, but, I mean, they clearly didn't have a chance at all.
They're just too fast for Connecticut.
Yeah, and I'm about to say the Ace definitely proved that in this matchup. So, yeah. I mean, like John said, if the Sky can't get their, finances together and get everybody back, man, it's going to be a tough go for the rest of the WNBA, man. It looks like Vegas is about to be running it. Be running it up like LA and Boston back in the day.